If you're facing the holidays by yourself after a breakup or a divorce and you're having a difficult time, I know firsthand how hard this can be the first time. So there's this weird space as well between Christmas and New Year's where we often have things planned for those two occasions, but we don't have anything in between, and we can come up with a lot of feelings and thoughts and memories and things that are really triggering at this point in this time of year. So, hi there, my name is Andrea Hunt. I'm an EFT empowerment coach based in Munich, Germany. So I help people through their breakups and help them through the relief wounding, that initial heartbreak, and the initial shock that your body can go into where you just don't know how to compose yourself, and I can help you ground with EFT tapping, and also through the important part of rebuilding your confidence again as an independent single person. So let's talk about the 5 tips. So first of all, number 1, stop pretending you're fine and plan for the hard moments. So the holidays are not easy, and it's important to also reach out to people to let them know that that things are going on with you, because often people get so swept up in their own things during the holiday that they don't even know to check on you necessarily, and it doesn't mean that people don't care. Sometimes we get into this kind of sinking place where we are just convinced that if we talk to people over the holidays and we don't ask for help, that if we try to ask for help, we're going to be bothersome or burdensome to them. And the thing is that often it's often the most surprising people that can sometimes be the most helpful during this time. And there's also, this image that's on social media. People are posting the best things possible. And just remember that that's not always real life. A lot of times people are going through their own struggles and would love to have somebody reach out to them, and they just don't know that you're going through anything either. So always remember that, when you're isolating yourself during this time with a lot of really heavy feelings. So the thing is that try to plan around these moments where you have more time by yourself. Think about how to take space for yourself, to create some self-care tips. You get in your PJs, try to watch something that's funny, instead of sinking into that hurtful feeling. Try to get yourself to at least feel kind of grounded and stable. Maybe plan some kind of a solo trip for yourself, or something that can make you feel like you're doing something for yourself during this time. The other team is create one new little tradition that's yours. Don't try to kind of replicate the traditions maybe you always did with your partner or something like that. Maybe you can kind of create something new, visit a new place that you've never been. Go on Pinterest and find some ideas for kind of new little traditions. Sometimes people start at the beginning of the year, writing themselves a little note of things that they're grateful for. And whatever, just try to get back in touch with what you want and what you need, and something that you can kind of value and honor yourself with year after year, even if you're by yourself. The other thing is book the trip. Sometimes this is a really good time to be what, I'm sick and tired of sitting here by myself wallowing, and maybe I need to go, even if it's just a weekend camping trip, or staying in a cabin, or maybe it's the time to get that New Year's trip to London that you've been wanting to do. Whatever it is, sometimes travel can help us to get out of the kind of the situation where we feel like we're kind of sinking and there's nothing new, and we're reminded of all of the same negative and hurtful feelings. The other thing is on the other hand, maybe you don't need to get away at all. Give yourself permission not to be productive and to do nothing. Maybe you want to sip and have hot cocoa and go through the whole Friends series on a Saturday afternoon, and that's totally fine. Maybe you need to take a bubble bath, or go for a massage, or do something nice for yourself, like getting your nails done, or whatever it is. Go ahead and do it. If you want to skip New Year's entirely because you're just not feeling this year, you can always find some other way to do it. Remember that you're not forced to do anything, and you don't need to feel pressured by anybody to do something that doesn't feel like it would be helpful at this time. The other thing is, and this is so important and it really, really helped me, use EFT tapping. It uses acupuncture points on the face. There are tons and tons of videos that are on YouTube, and it really helps to reset the nervous system and kind of calm and ground you, and especially during that times where you might have a wave of anger or sadness or panic or frustration, or you're just starting to ruminate through, old conversations or maybe things that happened, this is a really good way to be able to calm and ground yourself when you feel this suddenly, this overwhelming panic feeling of this person not being in your life anymore. And of course, the holidays alone are hard, but it will not break you. Remember that you have been able to survive up until this point, and I am here to guide you. If you need any help going through this breakup stage, whether you're at the initial grief stage of shock and not understanding, what's going on and how to deal with yourself, or you've come to terms with it, but you just still have all of these wounds, these hurtful wounds of things that happened, things that they said, things that you can't get past, feeling like you're abandoned or rejected or whatever. These are the kind of things that are so important to be able to work on with a professional. And using EFT tapping can get you back to the space where you believe that you are valuable and you are worthy. And even though this happened, this is not going to define you, because you can move forward in life, and that you will find love again, you will be yourself again, and that nothing is permanent. And this too shall pass. I think that that's one of the most important. I know it sounds cliche, but this too will pass. So if you're in Munich, first of all, so let me tell you about a couple activities I have coming up, workshops if you want to work with me. So the first one is not necessarily totally breakup related, but it's if you're in Munich on January 10th with Yoga Bee. Here in Munich, I'm going to be doing a reset and intention setting thing for 2026. It's going to be great because Rebecca is going to guide us through yoga flow sequences, and we're going to be able to set intentions, do a life audit, see what's working and what's not going into 2026. This is going to be fantastic and in person. It's going to be really a day full of connection and powerful intention setting to thrive in the new year. So if you're not in Munich, Germany, I have a similar thing that's going to be online. That is going to be on Sunday, January 4th. So we're going to, get your hot mug of tea, and we're going to be having, 3 hours as well. It's going to be a good chance for connection and intention setting. And this is specifically for people who have gone through the breakup this year. This is for people who are not feeling the whole new year, me thing, and they're just trying to figure out, how do I even get started with intention setting and putting myself together after this kind of thing. So if you'd like to join me on that day, I'm going to be putting the links here in the description. And this is really good because we're going to be doing vision boards. Okay, so we're going to be making digital vision boards with Canva. We're going to be doing intention settings. We're going to be doing some tapping for the healing and releasing of some of the things that you need to let go of in from 2025. Some of that hurt and pain, to kind of regain our sense of self and our sense of confidence. And then if you're going to be in Spain, in Las Palmas, I have an upcoming workshop as well. Stay tuned for more information on that. And so I'm wishing you all a very happy and healthy holidays. And remember, you are not alone. I've got you. So go ahead and check the description to see how you can sign up for some of my upcoming events. All right. See you guys later.